Section 1. Your pocket pal or a pocket snitch, the truth about your helpful apps. Alright, let's talk about your phone. That magical rectangle you probably spend more time with than your own family. It's your navigator, your weatherman, your personal deal finder. Wonderful, isn't it? So helpful. Many of us download apps like Life 360 to keep tabs on our loved ones, MyRadar for that crucial will it rain on my parade, forecast, or GasBuddy to save a few precious pennies at the pump. We think these apps are our digital buddies, working tirelessly for our convenience and safety. But here's a fun little twist, and by fun, I mean deeply unsettling. These apps might be doing a little more than just helping you out. They could be meticulously cataloging your every move behind the wheel, turning your smartphone into a tiny digital informant. Think about it. You're cruising down the road, maybe singing slightly off-key to a questionable 90s hit No Judgment Here. You believe it's just you and the open road, but your phone, nestled comfortably in its holder or your pocket, could be taking copious notes. It's not just about where you're going, it's about your getting there. Are you a speed demon? Do you brake like you're auditioning for a Fast and Furious sequel? These little details, which you might not even think twice about, are potentially being recorded, logged, and stored. It's like having a backseat driver who never sleeps, never complains audibly, but diligently reports everything to someone else. Someone you've probably never met. The shocking part, many people, and you might be one of them, have absolutely no idea this is happening. You downloaded an app to find cheap gas, not to provide a minute-by-minute dossier of your driving prowess or lack thereof to the highest bidder. It's a classic bait and switch, except the bait is convenience. And the switch involves your personal, sensitive data being packaged and sold like a commodity. This isn't some far-fetched dystopian fantasy, it's the reality of the app economy in 2025. Your daily commute, your weekend road trips, even that quick dash to the store for emergency ice cream, it's all potentially on the record. The convenience these apps offer is undeniable. Knowing where your family members are can provide peace of mind. Getting an accurate weather forecast can save you from a drenching. And who doesn't want to save money on gas, especially with today's prices? But the unspoken trade-off is becoming increasingly clear. We're exchanging slices of our privacy for these digital perks, often without fully understanding the terms of the deal. The question is the price of that convenience becoming far too high? Are we unknowingly fueling a system that watches, judges, and potentially penalizes us based on data we never explicitly agreed to share for those purposes? Section 2. Meet the data collector's life, 360 MyRadar and GasBuddy under the hood. So how exactly do these seemingly innocent apps manage to become such prolific data gatherers? Let's pull back the curtain on a few popular examples. Take Life 360, an app primarily marketed for family safety and location sharing. It's brilliant for knowing if your teenager made it to school or if your spouse is on their way home. But to do that, it needs constant access to your location. And it doesn't just see you are, it often infers you got there. It can detect driving events like speed, acceleration, hard braking, and even phone usage while driving. It's all presented as safety features, which sounds lovely, but that data is incredibly detailed and valuable. Then there's MyRadar, the weather app. You'd think its main job is to tell you if you need an umbrella, right? And it does that very well. But many weather apps, MyRadar included, can also request access to your location to provide localized forecasts. Fair enough. However, some have been found to collect precise location data far beyond what's strictly necessary for a weather report. This location history, when correlated with timestamps, can easily paint a picture of your travel patterns, including your regular driving routes and the times you're typically on the road. It's amazing how much you can deduce from knowing where someone is repeatedly over time. And let's not forget GasBuddy. Its noble mission is to help you find the cheapest gas in your area, a true public service in these trying economic times. To do this, it obviously needs to know your location. But GasBuddy also has features like Drives, which can track your driving habits to offer insights into your fuel efficiency. Again, this sounds helpful. But this Drives feature, if activated, means the app is collecting data on your mileage, speed, acceleration, and braking. It's all framed as helping you save money. But the byproduct is a rich stream of telematic data, a fancy word for your driving behavior. The common thread here is that these apps often collect more data than you'd intuitively expect for their primary function. They leverage the permissions you grant, often with a quick, unthinking tap on Allow to build comprehensive profiles. This data includes your precise GPS coordinates, your speed, the routes you take, how often you drive, how far you drive, and potentially even your braking and acceleration habits. It's a digital footprint of your life on the move, recorded silently and persistently, often running in the background even when you're not actively using the app. And this data, my friends, is gold in the modern digital economy. Now, what happens to all this meticulously collected driving data? Does it just sit on a server somewhere gathering digital dust? Oh, if only. The truth is, this information is often a significant revenue stream for the app companies. They package it up and sell it or share it with a variety of third parties. One of the key players in this ecosystem is the data broker. These are companies you've probably never heard of, operating in the shadows, whose entire business model revolves around buying, aggregating, and selling personal information. Your driving data is just another juicy data set to them. These data brokers then turn around and sell this information to other interested parties, and who might be very interested in detailed information about your driving habits. You guessed it, insurance companies. For insurers, this data is a potential goldmine. Traditionally, they've relied on relatively blunt instruments to assess risk, things like your age, your driving record, your credit score, and where you live. But telematics data from your phone offers a much more granular, real-time picture of how you actually behave on the road. It's like the difference between a blurry photo and a high-definition video. The concerning part is that this sharing or selling often happens without your explicit, informed consent for this specific purpose. Sure, you clicked agree on a privacy policy that was longer than War and Peace and written in impenetrable legalese, but did you truly understand that your quest for cheap gas or your family safety net was also signing you up to have your driving style scrutinized by potential insurers? Probably not. Companies often bury these details deep within those lengthy documents, knowing full well that almost no one reads them. It's a system designed for opacity, not transparency. So, the apps collect your data, often under the guise of providing a service. They then pass this data, sometimes anonymized, though re-identification can be surprisingly easy, and sometimes not, to data brokers or directly to analytics firms that work with insurers. These firms then analyze the data to create risk profiles for drivers. It's a complex web of data flows, all designed to turn your daily movements into a tradable asset. Your morning commute isn't just a commute, it's a data point, a product, a piece of the puzzle in determining how much of a risk you represent on the road, and it's big business. So, why should you care if some faceless corporation knows you occasionally hit the brakes a little hard? Well, this data can, and increasingly does, impact your car insurance premiums. Insurance companies are actively exploring and using telematics data to refine their pricing models. If your data suggests you're a risky driver, maybe you frequently drive late at night, speed or brake suddenly, you could see your insurance rates go up. Conversely, safe drivers might see discounts. But the definition of safe is determined by their algorithms, based on data you might not even know they have. This is the very real financial consequence. Beyond the hit to your wallet, there are significant privacy concerns. This is incredibly detailed information about your life. It shows where you live, where you work, where you socialize, your routines, and your habits. In the wrong hands, this data could be used for purposes far beyond insurance. Think targeted advertising that feels a little too personal, or even more nefarious uses like stalking or unwarranted surveillance. The more data that's collected and aggregated, the greater the risk of breaches and misuse. It's your personal life, and you should have control over who gets to see it and how it's used. It's about fundamental digital autonomy. But don't despair and throw your phone into the nearest lake just yet. There are practical steps you can take to reclaim some control. First, and most importantly, scrutinize app permissions. Does that weather app really need your location always? Probably not. Change it to while using the app, or even ask next time. For apps like GasBuddy or Life 360, if you're concerned, you might limit location access or disable features that specifically track driving behavior if the app allows. Dive into your phone's privacy settings. Both iOS and Android offer more granular controls now than ever before. Use them. It's your first line of defense. Finally, be a more conscious consumer of apps. Read reviews, look for information about their data practices. Yes, even those dreaded privacy policies, or at least summaries of them if you can find them. Think twice before granting broad permissions, especially for location data. Ask yourself, does this app truly need this level of access to function, or is it just grabbing data because it can? The power ultimately lies with us, the users. By being more vigilant and demanding better privacy practices, we can push back against the relentless tide of data collection. Your phone should work for you, not snitch on you.